Hey Simmers, MaxoidDano here. Our next few podcasts are going to focus on the bands who contributed to some of the retro 80s new wave music in the latest Sims expansion pack, Open for Business. I'd like to introduce everybody to Robbie Cocker, our fantastic, super duper delicious sound engineer? Manager? I don't know. Sound somebody. He's the sound guy. He basically is in charge of putting all the sounds in every single Sims game and organizing all of the bands that are featured on every single Sims game pretty much ever. Is that right?
Yes, I'm the audio director is the title, and yeah, I do all the products, and we're playing around a lot now with licensed music. It's bands who have music out on the radio and things like that. And being the beauty of The Sims, we have Simlish, so all of these bands have to really want to work with us to go back and record their hit songs or their songs for us with the new Simlish lyrics.
So, Robbie, tell us about the focus for the music in Open for Business.
Well, for Open for Business, we decided to do kind of a retro 80s music. I called it New Wave for lack of a better term, but it's basically the fun synth pop that the early to mid 80s was known for, and we zoomed in on that just because it seemed like the last time consumerism was fun and joyful.
So tell us about some of the bands that are featured in Open for Business. I think we have Depeche Mode and Kajagoogoo and Howard Jones.
Yep, those are the three big ones. We also have a smaller band, new band, called the Epoxies. Kajagoogoo went back and recorded their biggest hit from the 80s, entitled Too Shy. Many of you may know it. Howard Jones went back and recorded one of his many songs, Things Can Only Get Better. And Depeche Mode recorded a brand new song for us, which came off their brand new album. And the name of it is Suffer Well. And you should be hearing that on the radio now. The guys cut it for us right after their last leg of their U.S. tour. They're out on tour now, as is Howard Jones. So we've got some pretty interesting, vibrant stuff going on.
So, Robbie, got anything else to share with us, or anything you can hint at that's coming up from the music world?
Well, in addition to all the band stuff, we have more Mark Motherspaw stuff to keep your build and buy modes entertaining, and a new wave version of the Sims 2 theme song. All the audio guys are on vacation now, so this podcast is brought to you by the web team. Audio takes no responsibility for sound quality or anything else. But coming up in the month of February, these great web folks will be bringing you all sorts of music stuff from our various bands. And we'll kick off this month with our friends from the band Kajagoogoo.
All right, there we have, folks. Word from the audio department, right from the horse's mouth. Now we're going to have an interview with Kajagoogoo. Through the magic of audio editing, I was given the honor and privilege of sitting down with musicians and finding out what it was like to dust off those classic 80s tunes for The Sims 2. But right now, I'll be chatting with Nick Beggs and Steve Askew of Kajagoogoo, the 1980s hitmakers who brought us the classic hit, Too Shy. So slide on those leg warmers and bust out the hair mousse, because in the next few minutes, you'll be living in the 80s. Hey guys, why don't you take a moment to introduce yourselves to the fans?
Hi, my name's Nick Beggs, and I'm the lead singer and bass player with Kajagoogoo.
Hello, I'm Steve Askew. I'm the guitarist of Kajagoogoo.
What was it like to rework Too Shy for The Sims?
We're very honoured to be asked to perform a song for Sims.
So how old is Too Shy now?
This song's been around since 1983, and it was a big hit.
Yeah, Too Shy was a huge hit. It was number 1 in the UK and made it to the number 5 in the US charts, if I'm not mistaken. Was this kind of a trip down memory lane for you?
It's been very interesting working on the remake of Too Shy. It really does take you back to that moment and the sort of technology that we used to use then.
So working with synthesizers, you guys are no strangers to technology. I understand you guys are also big fans of SimCity from back in the day. Care to tell us about that?
I remember The Sims going back to probably somewhere around the mid-80s when I used to use an old Atari 1040 ST, and I can remember having quite a few of those floppy disks, SimCity. It was a very interesting game at that point in time. I thought that I had the height of technology. how things have changed.
What was it like to record in Simlish? Was it difficult, or do you guys have any prior experience speaking gibberish? Kajagoogoo.
I really enjoyed learning Simlish for the track. It worked very well and is not a million miles away from a language I usually speak at home to my own children. So, as you might say, I'm well versed.
How'd you guys hear about The Sims?
I learnt about The Sims through my daughter, Lula, and she said, "Dad, this is a very cool game. You should play it with me." And then the other day I said, "Well, I'd like to play it with you, but Too Shy is going to be on the new game."
Have you guys ever contributed to a video game before? Is it something you do again?
We've never submitted any material for games before, so this is quite a new thing for us. Who knows what the future holds? Maybe we'll get a chance to write some specific pieces.
How'd you get your start as a professional musician?
I got started as a professional musician back in 1982 with Kajagoogoo, and I was a young aspiring bass player back then, and now I'm an old aspiring bass player.
So why don't you guys tell us a little bit about your musical influences and any sounds that helped shape Kajagoogoo?
My musical influences and inspirations are the progressive rock bands of the 70s, Yes, and Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, and bands like that make a very heady mix for a young guy back in 1970, and that's where I took my inspiration from.
Do you guys have any websites you want to take a moment to promote right now?
You can check out my website and the Kajagoogoo website, www.nickbeggs.co.uk, and the Kajagoogoo website is www.kajagoogoo.com.
What's the coolest part of contributing music to The Sims?
I think the coolest thing is I'm really cool with the kids, so thanks, Sims.
All right, thanks for joining us today, guys. Everybody else, have fun, and check out thesims2.com for all the latest news and podcasts about the Sims 2 community.